Hey folks, today I'm going to show you a little trick that you need to use when you are making creamed honey, especially when you're making creamed honey and using a blender or any kind of high-powered mixer. So join me and let's take a look. Hey folks, this is Phil from Alabama Hot Sauce. That's alabamahotsauce.com on the web. I know many of you have watched my previous videos dealing with the methods for making creamed honey. And today, I wanted to show you one little specific thing that I think might be useful for many of you. Creamed honey takes a lot of mixing, as we all know. And of course, if you subject cream honey to any kind of elevated temperature, it will return to being runny honey. So I've discovered something over the last 4 or 5 batches I've made with using the mixer that might come in handy. Now I'm gonna start my honey up here. Now, this honey is, over the course of 3 days, has probably been mixed a total of 8 hours. But one of the things I do is I employ an infrared thermometer and I check the temperature of the top of the honey. And as you can see, in this case, that temperature is 83.9 degrees. Now, when I started this morning, this honey was at 71 degrees. So it's been mixing with a mixing period, then a rest period, a mixing period, and a rest period, a good portion of the day. And what I'm suggesting that you do is, instead of making your mixing period based on time, I think you should constantly measure the temperature of the surface of the honey. And you should stop the mixing and start a cool down once the temperature gets up to 90 degrees. Cream honey will begin the process of returning to runny honey at 95 degrees. And what I've noticed is that if you mix this and pay very little attention to temperature, and it gets up to 98 or 99 degrees, what starts to happen is, even though it looks like beautiful, smooth, slick cream honey, it will even look that way when you jar it. Over the course of just a few hours, you will start to see runny honey come out and settle in the bottom of the jar. And that is because what's happened is, in the mixing, the friction created from the mixing elevated the temperature to 95 degrees, which is the honey melting point, and it has started to do that melting. So I am constantly checking. Here we're still at 84.3 degrees. The point I'm making is that as long as your temperature is below, I use 90 to be honest with you, because I want to compensate for any error in the measurement device. But as long as you mix your honey at 90 degrees or below, you can let it mix for hours if you want to. You don't have to necessarily go through a 30 on, 30 off cool down period, as long as you've got the thermometer. The only purpose of the cool down period is to allow the heat to dissipate out of the honey, so we won't have a melting situation. Top thermometer reading at 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit is about where I want to stop. Remember, 95 is the melt point. I don't want to go above 90 just for safety. If I stop here and let it cool down, we can resume mixing and everything will be fine. Now the 95.7 in the lower photograph, that's at the melting point. At this point, crystals have started melting. They started combining together with other crystals to make larger crystals. The stuff's becoming grainy, and it's no longer really suitable creamed honey. Anyway, folks, that's just one little trick to use for making creamed honey. In this case, it applies to any mixing method that introduces friction into the honey, and all mixing methods will. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you'll take a moment to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and ring the bell so YouTube can notify you when I make new videos. And once again, folks, this is Phil, AlabamaHotSauce.com. Thank you for watching. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please push the logo and subscribe to our channel. While you're here, I've made a couple of video suggestions I think you'll like. Take a look and see what you think. Thank you.